Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you with another tech video. Today we are working on a set of beta Sachs twin chamber forks on a 390. Beta, it's over here, sorry, it's right over there. Anyway, and we are doing some kind of warranty work. We're putting new seals and bushings in it, that's why we're filming this video, but also we're replacing these tubes because there's something wrong with these ones, and we're putting new ones on it. They warranty it, which is really cool of them. So anyway, let's take this thing apart. Yeah!
Somebody's gonna get high and it's gonna make me.
I'm gonna chalk them up in the old soft jaws as always.
I just did a little behind the scenes for you, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send that to you. You didn't try to text me your number, did you?
Oh, I forgot. No.
Oh, that's all right. I just meant people. I can't tell you how many times people.
Dude, only beta.
The wrong deal.
Might as well be French.
Dude, for real.
France.
Like, it's the.
Hey, come on, Italy's not that far away from Austria.
And they're both communists at one point.
Did you have the right size?
No, it's the right size, I think, but it's the wrong.
It's just different.
It's different because it's Italian.
Did they
So,
send
guys,
did they send you a Spaniard?
filming.
Actually,
This does not take
Sachs is German, isn't it?
a.
That
Probably.
sounds like it.
Probably. They sound like Nazis. So it looks like it doesn't take a KTM style 50. It doesn't take a 48 like everybody else. And I don't even know. So, let's see, maybe. Nope. Alright, so, watch this. One of the coolest things that I have are these Nipex guys. I hope they're going to get big enough. I think they will. You can see they're super smooth on the inside, which is awesome. And they clamp down really, really well. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Dude, these things really are the coolest, Zach. I have to give Zach credit because he's the one who showed me how awesome these things are. Dude, that is awesome. Like, we're going to beat that. Because Guido says...
Johnny Walker's riding beta. Beta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Now.
It's like, you know what riding a beta is like? It's like it's when the big shows go to Las Vegas. I mean, they're still getting paid to be professionals, but, you know, it's like eventually they end up in Branson. That's when they end up on a Chinese bike. Beta and Sherco are like Vegas.
I don't know. That argument doesn't hold though for Brad Freeman.
I know.
And then that other dude, the other camping dude.
Is the beta a smaller cockpit? What's the different feel of the beta? How does it feel different? Or what's distinguished? Because you.
All right, so we're dumping the fork coil down in. Like I said, these are the twin chamber style forks from Sachs. So springs all down in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the nut out of this end. It's a 19 millimeter.
And they still.
So,
Something else to watch you when you talk to Morgan?
I don't know. Let me see. So it's probably someone making it up.
Oh,
This is Morgan.
I'll call out the number next time.
That's it. Oh, that's all right. It probably had a local number, but no, as a poor phone sales guy.
I didn't
This
even,
is Joel Scalacci.
I didn't even think to look for pilot cycles.
So that's off now. Let's see if you guys can see this. I don't know. There we go. You guys can see. We're gonna go down. I'm gonna got a holder. I'm gonna put that underneath there. Put it on the nut. So I'm gonna grab the holder. All right, plastic holder. Come down here. Other side. There we go. So there we go. We're gonna put a wrench of, let's see what size, 15 millimeter wrench on that nut, and then we're gonna break this loose. There we go. And that is gnarly. That's probably why we're doing this. See all that build up on there? It looks kind of like aluminum. So I'm guessing there was a problem with these outer tubes with their quality control of some sort. I don't know. It's probably wearing off aluminum on the inside. I've seen that happen on other brands stuff too, so that could be what's going down. There we go. Set that over there. Got our spring. Inner cartridge, gonna set that down in our tub. We're gonna work on the seals, and then we'll come back and bleed that inner cartridge. Joel, I feel bad for the poor guy. You know, he's sitting in some call center just like, I hate my life. I can't believe I've ended up here. How did the choices I make end me up here?
Bugging Morgan.
Either that or I can't believe how easy it is to make money.
No, there's no way. He sounded like an American. Like,
I don't know.
It's on insurance.
I think, well, he sounded like a...
He's probably one of those guys, I've been getting him lately with the police, whatever foundation
Oh, yeah.
thing. Those guys.
Alright, guys, so like most forks, got a circlet down in here we got to get out.
Joel Scalacci.
Just Joel Scalacci.
It's called while you're working on it at a time.
Pizza.
I know. What are the chances? Alright, circlip is free. Now we're going to slide hammer it apart.
Oh.
Bing.
I've never gotten to see this in person.
And it stinks. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells horrible, like something's been rubbing on it. Oh, yeah, look at that. So that's pretty awesome. There's no way I'm going to be able to show you guys this on camera, but there's a giant missing piece of anodizing right about here, which is interesting. That's right where the triple clamp is. I wonder if this isn't like a little too thin, and if the triple clamp gets tightened down a little too much, it binds as the thing slides up and down and wears it out. Definitely a possibility. I don't know. But obviously Beta is doing the right thing by replacing this, because I think it would be pretty hard to over tighten a triple clamp to cause it to do if everything was correct. So yeah, here, take a look in there, old Scalacci.
What's what is this?
Alright guys, so now we're going to take these bushings off. We got all brand new stuff, so I'm just going to discard the stuff. The bushings, this bushing looks okay. On the outside, the inside looks terrible.
Oh, I see.
That one's, yeah, whatever. So,
Wow. That's hard.
this is all still good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk over to the parts cleaner, get this cleaned up, and then we're going to come back and put a crosshatch in it and get our new tubes.
Smells like everything.
Yeah, I know, it doesn't smell good at all.
It's like rancid.
Yeah.
You were talking
So,
So how's the tube look after all that?
the tube actually looks all right. It does look kind of polished up, so like polished too much. So what I like to do, if you guys watch any of my other fork seal videos, I take some red Scotch Brite, which has some solvent on it, so it's not just super dry, and then I just twist and turn, and go up the tube and down the tube. And what that does is puts a crosshatch, a very light crosshatch, into the chrome, and that helps the chrome to hold a thin film of oil in those crosshatches, microscopic almost, so that the seals can slide up and down on that thin film of oil. It's the same principle as the crosshatching in the cylinder with the piston going up and down, because pistons and rings going up and down a cylinder don't actually touch metal to metal. The rings are actually riding on a really thin film of oil that's held in there by the crosshatch, which is why, yes, I use a ball hone on my cylinders. I'm just doing that to get a reaction out of you people. So anyway,
Meanwhile, back to the
back to the forks. So same thing, but anyway, So yeah, crosshatch, this looks good. We're happy. And so El Scalacci over here asked, how does it look after tearing up that tube? This should look good because, first of all, it's steel. It's going to be harder than the aluminum. And it's not what was wearing, like the bushing that was up here was what's wearing on that fork tube. And I don't think it was because it was cocked. I think it was because it's maybe too tight, or could be just a mismachining or whatever. I mean, you know, it's a small company. Things get messed up. They obviously warranty this, so they must have known something was wrong. So anyway, yeah. So now we're gonna grab our outer tube. New tube. It's not red, which is kind of a bummer. All right. Got parts. Fortunately, this gentleman brought me SKF seals because he's smart. Oh yeah, anymore. Take our bullet. Got our dust seal first. A little bit of grease on the lip just to help it out. Hello. Salachi.
Salachi.
It's like a kolache, like
Yeah, I think
the
that's
thing
right.
you eat.
That's right. I thought it sounded familiar. I was like, where have I heard this name? Oh wait, kolache. Never mind.
All right. Oil seal, circlip, or excuse me, dust seal, circlip, oil seal. That sucker off. I'm gonna go washer and I have new bushings direct from Italy.
Via California.
Via Germany.
Suez Canal.
Yeah, via the Suez Canal. Or the Middle East. Why are we Yeah. Alright. Outer bushing. Inner bushing. Then we're going to take our tubes, go together, go grab 48mm fork seal driver, and I like to drive the bushings in with the washer first. That sort of just fell into place. I hope these tubes are right. They're probably okay. But normally it takes a little more effort than that. There we go. Seal felt good. And take our circlip, drop that down in. Now, I like to, if I could do that, do it by hand, so I'm not poking at it with a screwdriver, but it's not going to go. So as you do it with a screwdriver, just be really careful not to poke the seal. So that clips in, and then we're going to take this, and I just go bonk, and we're good. So now that fork seals are done, that's all finished. Now we have the inner cartridge, which we need to bleed. So we'll take the damper adjuster rod out and set it down so it doesn't get messed up. Now we have to get this inner part out. We're going to hope desperately that this fits. And it's not another weird Italian thing. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Maybe. All right, guys. In Sachs's infinite wisdom, that is different than all the other ones that are shaped like that. So we got to figure something out. All right, I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. So join me on this little odyssey. So I have a set of snap ring pliers that I can put to go out when I squeeze them. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze tight enough to grab a hold of that, not mess it up. We don't want to foul this thing up, but we can grab a hold of it and twist it. Hopefully they're not super tight. So. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Alright guys, so even though we are a professional mechanic shop and we do a lot of suspension, I don't do a ton of Sachs stuff because, well, it's Sachs stuff. It's not the best. So, and yeah, sorry all you beta guys out there, but I think you would all agree that KYB is the best, then probably WP, then maybe Showa. Anyway, whatever, Sachs doesn't end up on there. So that's why you can buy the race models now with KYB components. Anyway, so these on the inside style go in here. Look at that, like that. And then we loosen. So I gotta chalk it back up in the vices. I can't hold it that tight. But, and since these are rounded, and this is aluminum with this thing, it's not messing up. It's super cool. Now, I will be ordering the correct tool today for this, so I don't have this problem in the future. But this gentleman wants to get this thing done so he can sell this motorcycle. And so I want to get it finished for him, and I don't want to wait for a tool. Also, with the current situation with parts and things like that, I don't even know if the right tool is going to be available very soon. So sometimes you gotta outsmart the project. You'll push the tamper rod up. Take the cartridge out. Maybe. There we go. There it is. Got it empty. Bleed this guy out. Now you're gonna get some fresh 508 fork oil in here. And on inner cartridges of twin chamber forks, it doesn't really matter how much you put in because you can always bleed it off. You just want to put enough in there that you can pump it up and down and get all the air out. There we go. Now we don't top it all the way off, we pour a fair amount in till right up to the bleed holes. You can see them bleeding out. I gotta cover that up. I'm going to take our cartridge, I'm going to push down on it, and it's going to push the rod out. Let me see if I can show you. So as I push that in, it pushes the rod out, and it bleeds the oil out. So now, got to get our custom damper rod installation tool back out here. I may need to chalk this up so I can hold it still. Now it's started. Now we can just turn her in. Now I'm going to check this thing and make sure it's going to be all good. I'm going to take the rod, we're going to push it up. It might bleed a little bit out when you get it to the top. And then make sure it comes all the way out. We don't have to pull on it.
What's causing that?
Perfect. Oil pressure. So
Just pressure.
Todd is right over here. He's out of screen. But he asked a great question. What's causing that to come back out? So on the end of this is a piston that's pushing up into that cartridge that I just took out. against the oil, and there's a spring in there that you just saw when I took that out. It's pushing up against that and then pushing it back out. If a seal was blown in here, it wouldn't do that. The oil would just go past the oil and it'd be no good. So, all right, now we can reinstall. Get our spring. Get our adjusty rod. I'm gonna put that down in. There we go. Take our fork tube, slide it over. I know it's kind of hard to see like that, but now we're gonna go down until we can, and this is always a bit of a struggle, so actually I'm gonna set this down here. I got some cardboard down here so I don't mess anything up on top. We're gonna have this cleaned out. Good. I can say that the end of these is probably the hardest one of those to do, because there's a tiny little hole for that thing to come up through. Like on KYB forks that are like this, that's a lot easier, but it's alright. Clean our face adjuster. There we go. One thing I forgot to mention, in fact I did it, I forgot to tell you, is that we want to back that adjuster all the way out so this is all set, and count the clicks beforehand. So what you want to do is, before you start all this, and I'm sorry that I didn't show this in this video, it's in all the other videos, is you want to count the number of clicks out that these clickers are from all the way in, then back them all the way out, either write those things down or remember them, and then set them back for the customer. So that on. Got our 15 millimeter wrench. Take this up. Now, this one's kind of a little bit different, but make sure it gets in that hole and doesn't cross thread. We're going to take our gun, we're going to go nice and easily at first and make sure that it's not trying to cross thread. There we go. Tighten it down. Now we're going to add our outer oil. Hey, this is Morgan. How's it going? Okay, right on. Yeah, we can do all that stuff. Well, on that day, if you want to just, all you need to do is just bring it down and park it out back. Uh-huh. Yeah, we can figure something out. Yeah, we can figure something out. Awesome. Sounds great, man. Drop it off a bike. A lot of words to say that.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I didn't want to tell him somebody didn't know.
All right, so outer chamber, 350 cc's. Screw the cap back down. Mightily struggling. Mightily. Take our Nipex, we're going to put just a little bit of torque on this thing, not much. Alright, as with all forks, after you're done, you want to take it, push on it, make sure it moves nice and smooth. Then we'll clean it all up, put it back on the bike, and we'll do the other one. I'm not going to film the other one, guys, because it's exactly like this one. But yeah, there you go. Sachs twin chamber forks, seals, and bleeding the internal chamber. It does look like getting a couple special tools is in order for us. We're going to do that. But, you know, if you're at your house and you're trying to do it, you saw that I could take care of it without messing anything up, even though I didn't have the exact right tools. So, anyway, hope you guys like that. Hope you guys spread the gospel of two wheels. And I desperately hope that what we're doing here is inspiring you guys to work on and get out and ride your dirt bikes! Yeah. Yeah, we.